Hello and welcome to the first episode of our new podcast called First Watch. I'm Nick.
And I'm Natalie, and it's my first time watching Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So we're starting this new podcast. We're seeing how it goes. This is Episode 1, obviously. So may the 4th be with you. It is, in fact, May 4th when we are filming this. We are basically going to do the same format every time. We'll see how we like it. Let us know in the comments below or the review or whatever if you like this format. The first thing that we are going to talk about would be the synopsis of the movie. Go
I think
ahead.
you should read the synopsis. You're better at reading than I am.
That is so true. Okay. It has been 3 years since the Clone Wars began. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker rescue Chancellor Palpatine from General Grievous, the commander of the droid armies, but Grievous escapes. Suspicions are raised within the Jedi Council concerning Chancellor Palpatine, with whom Anakin has formed a bond. Asked to spy on the Chancellor and full of bitterness towards the Jedi Council, Anakin embraces the dark side. So, stars of the movie. I did not know that Padme was...
I got a list, and I'll go down to people that you may know, and I'll hit the ones that you wouldn't know.
Okay.
First off, Natalie Portman.
I didn't know that she was Natalie Portman. Also, I don't think I know who Natalie Portman is. She has my name.
I think my only other place I've seen her would be like Thor.
I've never watched Thor.
Exactly.
I mean, I've heard of her, obviously, but I don't think I've ever, at least, like, in my mind, I never registered what she was in and who she was and what she looked like. Also, I have a bit of face blindness. Also, I don't know who anybody famous is unless it's Taylor Swift, so there's that.
All right. Next notable name that you know, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that's the only other person that I've ever heard of who is on the list. He played, what was his name?
Mace Windu.
Sure. He was a good guy in this movie, and it was sad when he died. Guess who killed him? It was Anakin.
Oh my god.
Spoilers. This whole video is spoilers, the whole podcast.
Spoiler alert.
But again, with Samuel L. Jackson, I don't remember ever consciously watching a movie of him. I know who he is. I know what he looks like. But I don't recall ever watching anything he's in. Very well could have, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I know his big one for me would be
Motherfucking plane, right? Isn't that him?
I think so, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
The only other place I've probably seen him would be Nick Fury from Avengers.
That's the same person?
Uh-huh. And then the Pulp Fiction movie that you didn't really like that too much.
That's the same person?
Yeah, they're all the same people. They're all Samuel L. Jackson.
You need to go lay down. I didn't know that was all the same person. Wow, he's really good.
I'm gonna say some names.
Okay. Say who they are in the cast as well.
I think I should say them, and you're gonna guess who it is in the cast.
Oh, I don't know who any of these people are besides them.
So big ones. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
Never seen him before.
We got Hayden Christensen
That's
as
Anakin. But I only know that because I saw that when I looked up the movie. Otherwise, never heard of him.
You got Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine. You got Jimmy Schmitz as Senator Organa.
Who?
Senator Organa. He was the other guy that was helping in the whole breakout where all the Jedi were dying.
Uh-huh.
He was the one helping. He was the one orchestrating like the rescue.
I don't remember him.
He's the one that takes in Leia. Like adopts Leia.
I don't remember.
Anyway, he also is an actor in Dexter. That he stopped watching Dexter.
We watched up to like episode 3 or something. I really liked it. But it's the kind of thing that I'd only want to watch like 1 or 2 episodes at a time, and then I just never... I'm not really... So here's the thing. I'm not really a movie person.
Not really a show.
Not really a show person. I'm a YouTube person. I watch lots of YouTube, but like movies and TV shows, I really don't watch that kind of stuff. And I have every intention and then I don't do it. So, really, the main point of this podcast, of course, it is for both of us to see movies that we haven't watched, but
Mainly for you.
especially for me, because like really, really like monumental movies and movies where it's like 50 movies you should see before you die. I probably watched two. So with this podcast, I really wanted to watch some classics that I should have watched.
Mhm.
Originally we were going to do an episode on Pulp Fiction. I didn't know what was happening
Didn't vibe with it
at
for her.
all throughout the whole movie. The movie ended and I was like, that was a long movie and I don't know what was happening throughout any of it. Because it was non-linear and it was a lot of people and I didn't know what was happening and it was all drugs and violence and cussing and I'm like, I want to watch Barbie in, like what's one of Barbie's movies? Rapunzel. That was my favorite. I had a my size Barbie as Rapunzel. She was 4 feet tall and her hair was a mess. She was a life-size doll. I had a couple of those.
All right. Well, enough of this tangent.
What was I talking about?
We're on cast. So I'm just gonna run down it. That was like the main couple.
Okay.
We got Frank Oz. I kind of messed up with his name. Yeah,
Is it really?
it is. There's the voice for
Seems like
Yoda.
Yoda. Like Frank.
Mm-hmm. We got Anthony Daniels for C-3PO. We got Christopher Lee, which passed away not that long ago.
Really?
I want to say it was 2012 or 2015.
Who's he?
He was Count Dooku. He was the one who died at the beginning with the head chop by
The
Anakin.
bad guy.
Yeah.
The original bad guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
We better stop there for the cast.
Okay, so yeah, I knew who Natalie Portman was, and apparently I really know who Samuel L. Jackson is. Apparently, I've seen a lot of his movies recently too, but wow, he's a really good actor. Wow.
I was like, honest.
Nice them. It from one to another. I'm like, that blew my mind. I didn't know that was all the same guy.
Another thing I do want to cover is the score that they had, because John Williams always hits hard with the scores for Star Wars. From Dueling Fates to the New Hope movies, he does all of that.
I really did like the music in this. It really encapsulated the feel of the film, and it was interesting because I was actually watching the beginning of the movie where like the credits are rolling ahead and it's like, telling you what about where you are in the movie, and I'm like, dang, this music is just so good. Like, I don't know, and it's so different from anything else that has ever been done that it's so just you can hear it and you know exactly what it is. You know it's Star Wars. It's just really good.
So I'm gonna run down the track list for like the names of the songs or the orchestras that he
Okay.
did. We got Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Funny enough.
That's a great name.
Mhm. We got Anakin's Dream, Battle of the Heroes, Anakin's Betrayal, General Grievous, Palpatine's Teachings, Grievous and the Droids, Padme's Ruminations. We got Anakin versus Obi-Wan, Anakin's Dark Side Deeds. So I was like,
Sexual.
the youngins being killed.
So we're not going to put sexual next to youngins ever again.
I don't know why you put sexual. I don't think anything in the
Anyway.
besides babies. Enter Lord Vader. The Emulsion Scene. Grievous speaks to Lord Sidious. I'm messing up these names.
You're really not good at this.
The Birth of the Twins and Padme's Destiny. A New Hope and end credits.
That's cute that it was named A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
That's episode 4.
Man, you're really putting stuff together. Uh-huh. Because Anakin was supposed to be the chosen one.
But then he turned bad.
Yeah, he turned bad. And then Luke
So then
is
Luke is
like Luke and Leia are like the next hope.
because then it's A New Hope and it's the next.
Mm-hmm. There is a thing with episode 1, 2, and 3 where like the names of the movies are all mixed up. Like they should go with the other movies.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna go into it because I don't remember which way people are saying.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, they're saying like the names of like some movies fit well with the other movies.
I think Revenge of the Sith was a good name for this because that is exactly what happened.
Mhm.
So now we are going to talk about like our review basically of the movie. So my main takeaway from this movie is that Star Wars doesn't know how to portray a healthy relationship because Padme is like way older than Anakin and like she knew him when he was like a kid and that's super weird. Like he's always had a crush on her, so that part makes sense. But like she knew him when he was like 7. Like he was probably pooping in diapers. That's super weird because now they're like married with babies. Super creepy.
Secretly married with secret
Then
babies.
yeah, weird. And the reason why they were secretly married is because they were like everybody would be like, "What?" And then they got babies and they're twins, and then they end up like some ew, that's gross. Then the twin they and I heard like that over the years I've heard that they were brother and sister, but like no, they're twins. Like they share a sack. Like that's crazy. So, I thought that was really gross. Also, of course, just like everyone, I have heard, "Luke, I am your father." Did y'all know that Anakin is Darth Vader?
The shock in her voice during the movie, I wish I had it recorded. The shock in her voice whenever she found out Anakin was Darth Vader was crazy.
Yeah, so we watched this in the movie theater for the what was it, 20th anniversary. So, we were in the movie theater and I didn't get it, literally, until he said, "I will call you Darth Vader." And then I was like, "What?" I was probably the only one I'm sure I was the only one there that had no idea. He was Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. Another thing that I thought was weird is that, like, the whole point of Anakin joining the dark side was because of how much he loved Padme and how much he wanted to protect her. However, there were not many scenes of them together,
Mhm.
and the scenes that were of them together seemed very insignificant and seemed like nothing really happened during them. The only thing that happened that was significant was that Anakin was having the dream that she wasn't gonna survive childbirth. So that makes sense that that is what drove him to the dark side, but I feel like they really could have had more scenes of them together, especially scenes of them actually feeling like they were a couple and in love, because when they were both on the screen, it didn't feel like they had much chemistry or cared much. I don't know, I feel like they just could have gone deeper with that whole lore because that's the whole point. Like, throughout the beginning of this whole trilogy, Anakin is portrayed as the chosen one, like such a good guy, just so good. And then for him to so quickly choose the dark side, I feel like there should have been more of an internal battle. Maybe there was a little bit, but that's a big choice doing that. And I feel like he very quickly was onto it. And yes, that makes sense because Padme is the love of his life and he could save her, but it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal to him and it didn't seem like he tried to really talk himself out of it at all.
There was a good tug of war throughout the whole movie up until basically he chops Mace Windu's hands off of him like battling back and forth because he did turn Palpatine into the Jedis, and that's why Mace Windu was there.
Yeah, but still.
So he did intend, but then when it came down to it at the final moments,
I don't know. I feel like there could have been more of a battle there within himself. And if it wasn't enough for a casual viewer, I guess, slash stupid to get it. So to me, it just didn't seem like there was enough at s- not enough at stake because that is a big deal, but just not enough thought behind it. Um, I don't know. I just feel like there was more, especially because, like, he killed kids, and I feel like that is so different from where he was before. For him to just, like, so easily kill children was wild. I didn't see that coming at all. Like, even when I saw the kids and stuff, I didn't think he was gonna, like, he killed them,
Mhm.
all of them.
Mhm.
Another thing is that I felt like I didn't really jive with the special effects in this one as much. I felt like number 4, A New Hope, that was from 1977, and the special effects in it are incredible. I feel like they really hold up. It doesn't even feel like it's that old of a film because of how good it is. And I feel like this one seems more dated because of the newer special effects they were trying to do. It just didn't seem.
It was like the in-between period of special effects being good and then the use of practical effects.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the original was practical. Like, the whole, like, flying through the Death Star was all, like, a big made set.
Really?
It was like a sheet
No.
of the Death Star when they were going through the valleys and stuff.
See, they should have kept that because these ones, I feel like it's just so outdated at this point, and it's only 20 years old for a film that was made, what, 25, 30 years prior? 30 years prior to look so much better and be so ageless, just timeless, you know? For this to seem so clunky and timed, and I feel like also when they were, like, panning the camera, I would get a little motion sick, and that's never happened with a Star Wars movie before. I do get sick literally looking at my own reflection, so I'm just a nauseous girl, but, like, that I was getting a little sick looking at it because of the movement of the camera. So but, you know, it was still solid. What are your thoughts on the movie?
I like it. It's one of my favorites out of the Star Wars films, for sure. Just the whole battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan was
That
great on
was
Mustafar.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
I did feel like that was very well done. Their battle was very, very good, especially because, like, Obi-Wan just kept saying, like, "You don't have to do that." Like, the whole time, he just
try to give them an out.
but he still saw such good in him, and, yeah, I really thought Obi-Wan was fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, it was
Very
heartbreaking seeing Anakin go against Obi-Wan too.
absolutely.
His teacher who brought him up.
Right, that was very, very well done to me.
And the tug of war of Anakin, just the whole movie, just going from back and forth between the Jedi and the Republic, Palpatine being a friend and all that and trying to do the right thing, but messing up ultimately.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a really good it's a good movie.
Mhm.
Fun facts. We have some fun facts about the movie. Apparently, the first cut of the movie was nearly 4 hours long. I feel like it didn't seem that long for like a Star Wars movie. I feel like it could have felt a little longer. Especially if that meant that they would have more scenes with Padme, they probably should have. I know that they were saying that, like, there would have been a bigger thing with Jar Jar, which would have been fantastic. I feel like I'm the only person on planet Earth that loves Jar Jar. I think he's awesome. And I saw him for, like, a blip in the movie, but
Mhm. He doesn't think
real
of either.
yeah, I really would have loved to see more of him. Same with the Chewbacca
Mhm.
people, they were on his Yoda was on their planet and everything, but you really didn't see much of them. And
Well,
you saw Chewbacca for like 2 seconds at the end.
spoilers, I think most of them go into, like, imprisonment or slavery.
That's crazy.
Uh,
Well, either way, it would have been nice to see more of that planet. I feel like we didn't see much of Yoda when he was there.
'Cause I think ultimately the Wookiees lost that battle with the clones when they turned, and Yoda just made it off planet.
Mm. Yeah, it did look like a lot of them were
'Cause
dead.
I know in, Han Solo, the TV show, where, like, Han meets Chewie, he's digging Chewie out of, like, a prison cell in the ground,
Oh, wow.
like a pit.
Oh, okay. Well, crazy. Apparently, this movie was among the least successful Star Wars films at the Academy Awards, where they only received one nomination. Also, the first 5 Star Wars films were rated PG, but because this one had Anakin getting burned up by lava, it was the first Star Wars film to have a PG-13 rating. Interesting.
Yeah, with his legs getting cut off and
That
then
was
seared.
what that was disgusting.
His skin just melted.
Could you imagine that being PG? Like, I would be crying in the theater as a 5-year-old seeing that. That's wild. It had the highest opening day gross and highest single day gross, I'm assuming of 2005. I don't know. I didn't finish the sentence. It would eventually make $849 million worldwide with a budget of $113 million.
And that's some 2005 money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's like $1 billion.
Could be. I don't know inflation.
849 million in 2005. That's got to be a billion by now. The next segment would be show and tell. So, is there anything you want to show off?
Well, I have this cool cloak on that I got from Disney
Disney World,
World.
Walt Disney World in
From
Orlando,
Walt.
Florida, from Walt
Uh-huh.
himself.
I have a vinyl of Return of the Jedi. That's not necessarily this movie, but it's the original score from John Williams. And I also have 4 lightsabers that I built from Disney as well. It's pretty cool. And I made a whole display and everything.
Yeah, with lights and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I got this cool hat. It's a little, it doesn't fit my head very well, but I got this from GameStop. I went to GameStop and I got this one, and I got a Spider-Man hat, and they were like, I don't know, 30% off, but they were still kind of expensive. So like, GameStop is kind of expensive if you didn't know that. Their stuff's pretty expensive, but I did buy it. And I gave it to Nick, and then I told him to give it to me so I can wear it for this podcast. Also, we do have Melon.
Uh-huh.
We have a special guest. It is our dog. She is annoying. Next.
She's
We
next.
also, she's next. Oh, and our cat is screaming. Wow.
Man, it's eventful.
I also got Nick a very special Grogu. He's Santa Grogu from Build-A-Bear. He's pretty cool. They have another Grogu that's just like in his little cloak. So maybe we'll get that one too. I think it'd be cool if we had like a little shelf behind us with some like cute stuff. But here we are
Yeah.
in their kitchen in the corner.
Maybe we'll add like pictures like in the video.
That would be fun. I don't want to do that. So yeah,
Empty promises.
empty promises for sure. But yeah, I liked it. I think it'd be cute to have. I really wanted Yoda ears. I thought that would have been really fun, like a little Yoda headband ear. But I didn't.
And that's the end of that story.
And that's the end of that story. So there you go. So I have some questions.
Go ahead. I might have some answers.
So at the end of the movie, Leia went to a couple.
Uh-huh.
Was that Padme's parents? Was that technically the grandparents?
No, I think that was a different couple, I believe. That was like part of like the Allied forces in the Republic. They were trying to do good. And whenever they started doing all this dictator, emperor, empire like stuff, they were like breaking away from it. So they're the Organas. Also, spoiler alert, that's the planet that blows up by the Death Star in the
I don't
fourth
know what you're
episode.
talking.
Remember when in episode 4 when the Death Star blows up a planet?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess it ends there. But basically they were trusted by like the Jedis and all that.
So I don't like that they didn't go into that in the movie because they just show these people and they give them the baby. And I'm like, what?
They were in the other movies, I believe.
Well, I don't remember that.
Mhm.
I'm wondering why Obi-Wan Kenobi was so helpful to the kids. Like, he really wanted, like, I feel like after all that, he just had that issue with Anakin to then be like so quick to be like, I'll help Luke, I'll help the babies. I just felt like, or Leia, I think he helped Leia, to be so quick to help. I mean, I'm guessing it's because he wanted to make sure that they were good and didn't turn to the dark side as well, like their father did. But it was just weird with how much they've been through. What do you
Mhm.
think?
So you want some answers?
Yes.
So in the Obi-Wan show,
Okay.
he's in isolation basically on Tatooine where Luke is. So he doesn't have any real contact with Luke other than like his binoculars from far away.
Creepy.
So he basically just keeps an eye on it, make sure Darth Vader doesn't find Luke.
Oh, you think
Because-
he would have gone after him?
Well, that's what they're trying to get like a Darth side family going because was actively looking for Luke and Leia,
Oh, okay. Well, good to know.
and Obi-Wan was still on like the hit list of like people to get since he survived. Yoda survived.
Right.
Yoda wants the seclusion as well.
Mm.
hmm
Why did the clones break allegiance so quick, and are they real people?
So the clones are clones of a real person. Uh, whenever they're in the cloning process, they had a command integrated into them, like every single
Is it
one.
66 or whatever
Yeah,
that was?
that was Order 66. So whenever that happened, it would effectively turn them against the Jedis.
Okay. So that's why they were so quick to do it, is
Yeah,
because they were programmed that way.
they were programmed. Yeah, basically a light switch flipped in their brains.
Okay.
Even though they had a close relations to the Jedi, like
Right.
uh Commander Cody turning on Obi-Wan, even though they worked together.
Right.
And
Right.
Cody gave him his lightsaber back shortly before shooting him down.
Right. That was crazy. Yeah. How did Anakin survive being burned by lava? He was nubs. It was disgusting.
Uh-huh.
And he even said it was Obi-Wan who even said, like, nobody could have survived that.
hmm I think it was just chance because uh, Palpatine knew exactly where he was, so he was able to quickly like go and retrieve him before he did pass.
Mm.
But ultimately, he was scarred really bad, and now has like a suit to breathe
Right.
and move
Right. He
around.
couldn't do anything. But it was still like, but they specifically said, oh, he wouldn't have survived that. And then cut to him surviving. And it's like,
Uh huh. I mean, if you seen someone with all those limbs cut off and burning next to lava, you wouldn't. He
no, I'd be
also
like, oh, he did.
Obi-Wan didn't know that Palpatine was coming to retrieve Anakin,
Mm, okay. So that was the
so his assumptions were just he's dead
yeah,
next to lava.
yeah. Okay. Well, that was my questions. Did you have any questions for me?
I don't think so. I think it's just all your questions.
Well, those were my questions. What is your rating out of 5 stars?
Can I go into like point?
Yes, because I did too.
I say 4.5.
That's mine exactly. Yep, 4.5.
I think I don't think they'll be able to like remake it because
No,
Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are integral to those characters. That
they
they
both die.
no, but they're just really old
Mm, very true.
because they did make the Obi-Wan show with the older Ewan McGregor
Oh, you did tell me that.
and then older Christensen. I think made an appearance in Obi-Wan and Ahsoka.
Who's that?
He is Anakin.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka is Anakin's Padawan. That's the one I showed you that
Oh,
also survived.
okay. Okay. Um, yeah, I said 4.5 because the graphics weren't very good. Anakin seemed too easily swayed. I had quite a few questions, but that could have been because I'm not too familiar with Star Wars and not technically because something was missing from the movie. It very well could be just me being like, what? But I am wondering if a casual viewer would still have questions or if it's just me.
I'm sure if someone watched just episode 3 and none of the other ones without references, there would be a lot of questions.
Did I watch the other two?
You watched episode 1
I fell
in
asleep during
theaters.
episode 2, right?
We kind of did like a 5-minute movie clip from YouTube for episode 2.
Okay, and then I saw episode
Then you fell asleep during episode 3 when I tried to show it to you.
I don't remember ever watching episode 3 before.
Uh-huh. Well, it was like 20 minutes in and you fell asleep pretty quick.
And then I watched episode 4. That was the first movie I watched from Star Wars, episode 4. That was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Did I watch any others?
I mean, not with me.
But
I don't know if we watched any of the originals together. We definitely didn't watch any of the new stuff.
no, I never watched any of the new stuff.
Uh-huh.
So let me know if you have any recommendations for what movies to watch next.
Yeah, we have a list going.
Yes. But if you have anything particular that you really want us to talk about on the channel, let us know. This podcast is on my YouTube channel in VOD form, but it is also, well, not VOD because it's not live stream.
It's technically VOD.
Okay. And it is also on Spotify.
Yep, we're getting that set up. So we don't have a link for it or anything, but
We will. By the time this comes out, I'm sure we'll have a link for it.
Yep.
For Spotify and for Apple Podcast. Follow, like, subscribe, rate. What is your...
I stream on Twitch, some gameplays occasionally, at Apollo Plays Live.
Yep.
And where can they find you?
Natalie Jordan.
Natalie Jordan.
Yeah, my YouTube is Natalie Jordan. My TikTok, I think, is Natty Patty X3. I do a lot of really cute ones featuring shelter dogs. If you love a shelter dog, I make really cute TikToks with shelter dogs that I hang out with.
Yeah, and we'll leave links in the description to make it easier
Yeah.
to find.
Also, we're gonna try to do these every Sunday. That's gonna be our upload day. And we are gonna do every so often we'll have a bonus feature, which will be on Wednesdays.
There might be a solo,
Yeah.
or just one of us talking about a movie.
Yeah. So
Oh, she doesn't like Marvel movies. I'm hopefully gonna drag her to one soon.
yes. Most likely we'll have, we're not gonna agree to any bonus features of a time, like every 2 weeks or anything. It'll
Yeah.
just be whenever.
It'll be natural.
Yes.
Oh my god. There's a dog in a feature?
Oh my god.
It's a triple feature?
It's a triple feature. I'm really into musicals. That'll boot. I'm really into musicals. So there are a lot of musical movies that I really want to see. So those will definitely be
Probably single features.
bonus features with just me because he doesn't care. Although maybe I'd be able to answer some questions that you have in those, but
Maybe.
probably not. So yeah, those will probably be mine. Yours will probably be like Marvel or something.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything that we're coming up with next? Like Matrix is on the list.
Matrix is definitely on the list. Someone actually checked it out today. I work at a library, and someone checked out the 3 Matrix movies today, and I really wanted to be like, I want to watch that, but I didn't because it was a mother and a daughter, and they were chatting, and I didn't want to be like, can I watch that?
How you like it?
How you like it? You ever seen it? But I definitely want to watch Matrix. One I really want to see is Burlesque with Cher and Christina Aguilera. I really want to see that. Mamma Mia, I really want to see. I've never seen Mamma Mia.
Terminator 2,
Terminator.
specifically 2.
I never watched the first one either.
You don't need. I don't think you really need to.
Well, I feel like there are others, of course. There's a lot of movies that I haven't seen. And maybe there are some that you haven't seen either that you would like to see. Because this is first watch with both of us. So
Yeah. Mainly you, but
Mainly
sometimes me.
yeah. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next showing.
See you guys.